Okay, so I'll be the first to say I was a little bit disappointed with some announcements in the Direct yesterday, but I was pretty surprised to see a lot of people weren't actually feeling the Direct in general. For me personally, having Among Us near the end felt a bit misplaced. I mean, sure, yeah, they have or had, I don't know, a big player base, so I guess I can understand why, especially in America or maybe Europe too. I don't know, I would have liked to have seen something different here. And F-Zero was just... I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really cool as a game and Nintendo is paying some attention to this series, it just, again, misplaced. Had we gotten an F-Zero GX remaster or a new game and F-Zero 99, then that would have been pretty cool. Not every game only needs one release at a time. Look at Mario. You have multiple Mario projects going at the same time, and sure the sales are completely different and Mario is Mario after all, but I don't see why the two couldn't coexist. Or maybe this whole thing is just a litmus test for Nintendo, just to see if people are interested in F-Zero or not, and they're going to use this to determine any future games, remasters, releases, whatever. I'm not sure, but we need to play this game and let Nintendo know that this series is loved. We want at least a remaster of GX would be nice, and put out a new game too. It's been dormant for way too long. But aside from that, I really thought the announcements were pretty good overall. Splatoon 3 Side Order looks interesting, enough to rival the Octo expansion perhaps, and even though I'm not the biggest fan of the series, it looks pretty cool, so maybe I'll try it down the road. I'll hold off though for a little bit. Then you have the Tomb Raider reveal, which just looked awesome to me. I think with these older games, especially the older 3D titles, designers have a tough choice. Either change the visuals completely or try to stick to something that's familiar, or similar to the original. I think they made the right decision here. It's maybe a bit cliche to say, but the remastered graphics seem to capture the feel, the soul of the original, so I'm all for them. I think it looks great. We got a Contra remake, and to be honest, I get whooped when I play the original, so I'm hoping this will make it a little bit more accessible, just to ease me into the punishing difficulty. Mario vs. Donkey Kong was a cool reveal. I didn't see this coming. I guess there's some fatigue for these games, which I didn't know about. I guess because there were so many releases on the DS and the Wii U or whatever. I don't know, I think it looks fantastic, and I'm hoping Nintendo does this with other titles too. To me, the graphics, the gameplay, all that looks so cool, and I love that sort of puzzle platformer feel of the original, not having to use a touchscreen or anything, so I'm all for this. I also hope they put that Donkey Kong game from Game Boy onto the Switch Online soon, because that thing is a total gem. It's like the perfect game, not even just Game Boy game, but like perfect game, and it's actually the originator of this kind of style, so it'd be great to see it on the Switch as well. Then we get things like another Code being remade, which I've never played either, but I'd like to try them. Then you have Princess Peach Showtime, which looks awesome, especially with the various gameplay styles. I mean, I thought it was going to be a platformer, but to see Kung Fu Peach in action and the swords fighter to that, it was just so cool. Then there's Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, and I just realized they're not even subtitling it Dark Moon anymore, which does make sense, because everywhere outside of America, they titled it Luigi's Mansion 2 anyways. I just wish they would have called it like Luigi's Mansion 2 Deluxe or something, just keep in line with that. Is there other Nintendo games that are called something HD? I can't think of any, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. The one game I thought was gonna suck when I saw the first picture was Trombone Champ, and I could not be proven more wrong. I couldn't stop laughing during the reveal because it was just so perfect. It reminded me of that terrible rendition of My Heart Will Go On that you hear in like YouTube videos, and the fact that this is just a game, I can't believe it. It cracked me up. Japan's Direct had some announcements too, like a Crayon Shin-chan game coming out, and it features a retro steampunk-esque town where time has stopped. It reminds me actually of one of the Shin-chan movies where the kids' parents all start acting like kids again because of some dude and his nostalgia. I don't really know how to explain it any other way, but it's a really good movie. I recommend giving it a watch. And then there's just tons and tons of RPGs, right? Like Unicorn Overlord looked really cool too with its art style. I like how it switched between that overworld sort of like 2D sprite thing to the more like key art in the battles. Like I said, tons and tons of RPGs, so if you like them, hey, it's perfect. Then we got a Nintendo Museum coming, which I didn't expect, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. It's in Kyoto, so I'm going to probably go and maybe the guys at GPX will all do a video about visiting there. I think it'll be cool. I know some people are like, oh, well, it's Nintendo. It's going to be like, not whitewashed, but Nintendo washed or whatever. Everyone's saying washed nowadays. It should be water washed. But I don't know. I think, Nintendo's putting this out. They're putting a lot of money into it. It's got to be a little cool, right? And then some other things from the Japanese Direct. We got Stray Children from Onion Games. And so this game is really interesting because it's from the developer of Moon, which is basically the first anti-RPG, which inspired Toby Fox with Undertale. So to see them coming back after so many years and in the current landscape, it's just awesome. To be honest, my initial reaction was like, oh wait, it's like Undertale, but then I was like, oh wait a minute. Oh, Moon, duh. And so I think it should be a good one, and let's hope it doesn't take too long for it to be localized for the overseas market. And then there was this. Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door. I seriously thought it would not happen. I just thought it wasn't going to happen. I would have bet my house that I don't have that it wasn't going to happen, but I was proven wrong, and I'm so happy I was wrong. In my initial reaction, I was just in total shock, and honestly, part of that, I wasn't like full hype because I was just so deflated from F-Zero that I was like, what? I couldn't even process it. What a world, though, that we live in that this is getting a re-release. Mario RPG got a remake, and I know people are, oh, there's a bunch of remakes in this trailer, but I don't know, I couldn't believe it. I didn't think this was going to happen. I'm so happy to give this game another go, and it's going to be great for those who haven't played, because now you don't have to fork out over $100 because of the awful reseller market. It's nothing but good news in my opinion. This is a massive, massive win for the fans. So if we didn't get F-Zero GX because 1,000-Year Door is coming, then I'm okay. I can wait. I just hope this isn't the end of GameCube remasters. There's a lot more in a list actually on GPX Japan. Check it out. We have a whole list of 10 games we would love to see be remastered. Some are maybe not so likely, but hey, they're kind of being checked off one by one. And now for things not announced, like a new 3D Mario. Yes, I know, it's been like years and years and years since we got one. I think Odyssey came out in 2017 when the Switch launched. I know, trust me, I wish we had one too. I wish we had an Odyssey too, I mean, why not? But I think they're probably just working on a new engine at this point. I don't know if it'll be an Odyssey 2. It would have to be like Tears of the Kingdom level huge for it to have taken this long. I think just because maybe it's just my bias or my opinion, maybe it's just a little bit easier to make a Mario game compared to a Zelda one, the vastness of that open world. So I think if they haven't put out something yet, they're probably just going for an all-new direction like they did with Super Mario Wonder. I hope not, though, because I think Odyssey is perfect, so they should just build on that. That's basically my thoughts on the Direct after it aired. I don't know, I don't think it was that bad, and yes, there are some things I wasn't a big fan of, and, you know, that's fine. I'm not gonna like everything, everyone's not gonna like everything, but if I had to rate the Direct, it's gotta be like a solid 7 or 8, easily. And that ending with 1,000-Year Door, perfection. I can't wait to play it, but I'm curious to hear what you all have to say. How was the Direct? Was it good? Bad? So-so? In the middle? What do you rate it? Let me know. Thanks again for watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.